How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Crypto Clout. I am your host, FaZe Crypto, and I figured that I would take this opportunity to record a video where we recap on what we've seen happening in the cryptocurrency world in the past 2 months. In particular, I want to talk about the over 900% gains that DigiByte has seen. On top of that, I want to talk about Bitcoin, of course, what we saw leading up to the halving, and now that we're in this post-halving scenario, and of course now who are going to be the main controllers of the Bitcoin supply, and of course lower profitability for smaller mining operations. It's going to really be a shift in the ecosystem now we see happening in the next few months. This summer is going to be a pretty determining and telling time as far as how cryptocurrency, in a lot of sense, we did see cryptocurrency prove itself in a lot of different ways, especially in this market. In particular, a lot of things that go without saying. Very interesting to see how the space has evolved and come to exist the current way that it does. And I think that it is pretty good. I mean, of course, Bitcoin did survive the first wave of the impact of the global health sort of response that we've seen, the response being more of the issue than the actual I'm not going to sit here and criticize the way that the world responds and has been and now will continue to respond to issues of that sort of magnitude. This isn't that kind of video. This one we're going to be talking about DigiByte. I just want to, of course, thank the DigiByte community. In a lot of ways, I think that the DigiByte community is probably one of the most strong and equipped and intelligent communities in the entire cryptocurrency space. Not only because we're all sort of on the same page as far as what we expect from these projects and so forth, but to a larger extent, I think that it takes a lot of just research and experience in the cryptocurrency space to come to the conclusion that DigiByte is what it is. I mean, I have no gripe with any person having their own particular. I mean, the XRP people have their own agenda. The Ethereum advocates have my respect. The Bitcoin people go without saying. That's the squad. The Litecoin people, and then of course all the other sort of pet projects. If you're a fan of any crypto, you're on the same. We're all on the same team, which is important. Why we need to keep continuing to grow DigiByte awareness in a philosophical sense. It certainly is a worthy and noble cause, and I think as far as DigiByte does speak for itself, I think it just takes just putting out that simple information, which does sort of serve as a wake-up call, in particular in the world of Bitcoin that we see currently so I have this article right here. DigiByte price explodes 930% in under 2 months, which goes well beyond my expectation. I was predicting around 2 months ago like 700% growth, so this article goes on to say DigiByte was propelled into the top 30 cryptocurrencies by market cap on May 5th after recording 930% growth against the dollar in under 2 months. This sudden growth spurt by DigiByte is all the more surprising considering the coin is not and has never been listed on the largest cryptocurrency exchange of the world, Binance. And vice chairman of DigiByte, founder Rudy, of course, shed some light on the coin's, strong performance of late, and explained why not all roads necessarily lead to Binance. And I think that, looking at what Jared Tate has accomplished and the wider implications of all these things, I think Binance is a little overrated, but I think overall the technology will speak for itself, whether it's DigiID, DigiAssets, or any of the wider expectations that we have. Once anti-Bitcoin, JP Morgan, Chase adds Gemini and Coinbase to his client list, which is of course a pretty bullish sentiment for crypto at large, which is interesting to see. JP Morgan, a 2.7 trillion banking behemoth, will offer banking services to Gemini and Coinbase, two of US based cryptocurrencies cryptocurrency exchanges, according to reports by the WSJ specifically. Definitely interesting. Definitely, I think that the slow crawl to mass adoption, will be marked by these small accomplishments, and it is definitely very interesting just to see how the cryptocurrency space has been growing and evolving, and we've been watching it grow along with it. Also, let us know in the comments, now that we're talking about the Bitcoin halving, make sure that you guys let us know, was this your first Bitcoin halving, or your second, or maybe even your third? I wonder if I have anybody in my audience who's a Bitcoin OG like that. It will be interesting to see, how the Bitcoin halving will affect the price. This article, Bitcoin halving could boost its price as more investors flock to cryptocurrencies. And I think that this specific age of Bitcoin will be an interesting one. Central banks around the world are printing money to try to prop up the global economy, but for Bitcoin, the world's most popular digital currency, the opposite is happening. The amount of new Bitcoins being issued is starting to slow because of a phenomenon known as the halving, and part of the genius of the Bitcoin conception is the halving, and I think it's one of those really the more genius aspects of it. And of course, or the halvening, every 4 years, the amount of new coins that Bitcoin investors, or miners as they are known, receive as a reward for mining a block of Bitcoin is cut in half. Bitcoin price have surged in the past few weeks in anticipation of the latest halving, which took place on Monday. As a result, Bitcoin miners now receive 6.25 Bitcoins instead of 12.5. This is the third time Bitcoin has halved in its history, and next halving event will take place sometime in 2024, and will reduce the number of new Bitcoins issued to 3.125. It's all part of the algorithm behind Bitcoin. As you know, some investors predicting new all-time highs for Bitcoin, Winklevoss twins among them. It will be interesting just to see how Bitcoin continues to evolve, and make itself more and more of a hedge against the current circumstances that we see, surmounting around us, and we will, look forward to seeing how these different things play out. Of course, remember, I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not your dad. This video is for entertainment, educational purposes only. You're all welcome to comment down below and let us know what your opinion. This video is 100% my opinion as well. That's pretty much all we have here. Because obviously I'm not your dad. I'm not allowed to tell you to do one thing or the other. As remember, this is a very high risk, high volatile space, and you can lose all your money. Overall, I think that the future of DigiByte will be very interesting, just to see how DigiByte's able to sort of survive. I mean, not only survive, but I think thrive. And I think the potential to see DigiByte as a top 5 cryptocurrency is looming. I mean, that sort of is my, I would say, my thesis here. The potential to see DigiByte as a top 5 cryptocurrency, I would say, it's faster than Bitcoin. It has a history behind it, which puts it in another category all its own, separate from altcoins. And of course, it has, DigiID, I think, is one of those. The whole blockchain, concept, all these different things. It will be very interesting to see, look back on this in a few years and see who was right. But I'm always happy to put these videos out there, with the knowledge that. In the future, we'll all look back on this, and will be some, the new age of wealth creation. Is slowly, digital currency, digital assets aren't where that's a prediction that I stand by, and will continue to stand by. But all that being said, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. Remember to comment, subscribe, and of course share this with all your DigiByte friends. And I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure that you guys have a nice day, stay safe, and stay relevant. Have a good one.